It's RamZ's Emporium, and today we're going to talk about ancient coins.
And a lot more probably, but we'll start with ancient coins. So we've had a couple families bring some things in, and they're just interesting stuff. We combined a couple different families, groups of ancient stuff. Some were documented and some were not. Some I had to do research on and found out some interesting stuff, but there's some tokens in this one. So this isn't all ancient. The top, let me spin that around. The top of this is all ancient here. And these are ones I was unable to really document very well and put notes on. But there's some tokens down here. Even this one here is not an ancient one, but this one here it's the Berlin Industrial Exposition in Germany in 1844.
Wow.
I mean, it's not super expensive. It's $35, but it's really cool. Look at the back of that too, if you can zoom in there. Got like a,
oh yeah.
Isn't that neat?
Uh-huh.
But just a nice, I think they would call it either a medal or a medallion. So some of this stuff is not actual coins. It would be considered exonumia instead of numismatic. Numismatic is spendable money. Exonumia is more tokens and collectible medallions, things like that. In the middle of all this, I was doing some research on one of these coins, and I just think it's very cool. I don't know enough about it yet, but I do know enough to say that I believe it is a silver shekel made by Jews during a time frame that the ruler was telling them that they could not make money anymore. It could only be the government that made the money, not them. And they did it was called the Great Revolt or a financial revolt, where they actually went and still made the money. So they destroyed a lot of it.
Oh,
and
my.
so there's not a lot out there. There was one that had, it's not this exact design, but there was one that went for a fair amount of money. And I don't want to say how much yet because I don't know enough to make that disclaimer, but
Can we take a look?
yes, it is pretty neat. It's got like a little vase with ferns coming out on one side, and it's nondescript on the other one, so it's not worth showing, but it is very similar to one of the designs. They made about 3 designs, but there's only one that's sold recently. And we're going to throw it on eBay and see what kind of responses we get, because it's going to be interesting to see what people think about it.
Keep us updated. Huh?
We'll try, yeah. So that was kind of a cool one. So we've done some videos about a guy that was bringing us model kits, these cast iron model kits. And he was bringing these bigger model kits, and now he's down to this scale. We've got a bunch of this scale going on, and it's got information at the bottom saying exactly what the plane is. The scale was 1/100th scale.
Wow.
So it's a much smaller design. You can see look at that cool yellow front.
Nice.
And it's a P40.
Oh yeah.
But it's got all the designs on it. This is not from the same guy, but check this out. This is just recent, but it's a limited production chase, 750 worldwide. It's got gold rims, gold side mirrors, gold grille. This one here is the one that's out of 750. So it's a 1976 GMC Sierra, but that came in about the same time I got this other stuff. So that's why it's in the same container. The last thing I want to show you today is going to be, somebody brought us a bunch of cells. Now these are pretty awesome. That is Daffy Duck during the rendition where he was against the robots and he had a little Mars outfit on.
And they make these to make cartoons.
Yeah, they do. And we believe that this is actual, you can see the spill off of the paint. This is actual exterior or like background art on top of being real cells. And so this is actually 2 separate cells. They've got a cell with the robot on it and a cell with a Daffy Duck on it. And then the background colorization too. So I've got several of those. I've got this one here is a Bugs Bunny. And again, that is, I believe, original art in the background with a cell over the front. And I think that's a 2 cell also. I think that's a cell and this is a cell. Great. So it's a double cell. And then I've got one more cell and then a actual hand done art piece from Jim Davis with Garfield. But that is a single cell. That is a Hanna-Barbera Yogi Bear from a series called The Easter Bear, I think it's called. And this one here has a cell in the front, just single cell. But again, I think that's real artwork in the back.
Excellent.
And then the last one, as I said, is a Jim Davis. Not only is it signed here in pencil, and this is all hand drawn and hand colored, and it's got his stamp in the corner, but says to Jim, a very happy birthday, best wishes, and then signed again on the exterior matting.
Nice. God.
So just a pretty neat piece. The guy's already sold us one of these, not the same design, but I think it's got Garfield eating a birthday cake. but we've already got that online and we've already had some people interested in it.
Good.
So this one's going to go up this week. So we'll probably have it up soon. But it just, again, you just can't imagine the things that come in, from ancient coins to stuff that's hand signed and real cells from cartoons, and you just never know.
It's beautiful. Come on in, folks.
Yep.
Find yourself a gift, find something for your collection, or maybe get some money for some that you
Yeah.
have as well.
Stop in at RamZ's. We'll see you soon.